now we need to be careful what we say because there's a very good chance we actually are streaming right now.
All right.
So we're going to go take a look at to see if we are actually streaming. And from the looks of things, we could well be on the air now. So, given the fact that we don't know whether or not we're on the air, um, we're going to continue with our talk. I'm going to, because we are streaming, and it appears that we are recording at the same time. So if somebody sends a comment, it should pop up in the box and we'll respond to whatever they put up in the comment box. Now, we haven't had a chance to talk for a couple of weeks. So Goose, how did you get the nickname Goose?
I honestly don't like the gooses. I have a vendetta for the goose themselves. I think they're hoodlums.
Have you ever been chased by one?
Luckily not, but they are vicious. I've seen attacks.
They are, I mean, I've never been attacked by one. So, and I'm assuming Agent J, you haven't.
No.
But when you talked to me the first time and I asked you what, his name was and you said nickname and you said Goose, and yet he says he doesn't like it. What is it you like for a nickname?
What do you mean? Like what? Nickname I like or my nickname that I go by?
Yeah, the nickname that you go by.
I don't know. I've always had different nicknames, but it's funny. A lot of people just end up calling me Goose.
Goose it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You may not be thrilled with it, but that's going to be your nickname.
I have a lot of people, like different types of people, always call me Goose. It's so crazy.
Members of the family too.
Members of the family, friends. People will hear my name and be like, "Oh, and they'll say Goose." So I really like it. I think it's not only unique, but it's cool that everyone just has one thing in mind when they think about it.
I think it's a pretty cool nickname.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest. And Agent J, other than Agent J, because that's what I'm going to call you. I mean, don't expect me to show up for any of the meetings, which includes the Manatee County Plumbers meeting. I won't show up for any of that stuff. I never do. I think I showed up one time. And I unfortunately said the wrong word. Yes, but what do you use as a nickname?
I usually just use Jaja because since my first nephew was born, that is what he called me, and all of my nephews call me that, and now even my friends call me that. My
Jaja.
friends' kids call me that. He calls me that. My family calls me that. So Jaja.
All right, for purposes of the broadcast, though, and the podcast, we're going to call you Agent J. And then casually, during the conversation, I'll try to remember to call you Jaja.
Okay.
So now there's a lot been happening in the world. So I wanted to talk to you two. I, being a war veteran, I mean, I'm a combat veteran from Vietnam. Now I see what's going on, and I don't want to talk Republicans or Democrats or independents.
Right.
But we just had an aircraft get down. We had to rescue a pilot.
Yes.
And personally, I'm taking offense at what's going on with all of this.
Okay.
I'd like you two to give me your opinion on what's really going on.
Okay.
And are you happy with it? Unhappy with it?
I honestly haven't heard too much about the situation. I don't know if you have.
I have a little bit. Did they end up recovering?
They just recovered.
They just recovered them, right? But they were saying that there might have been a chance that does get captured, right?
There was
There
that
was that,
possibility.
yeah, there was
Yeah,
possibility,
actually,
yeah,
a
yeah.
high possibility.
Very high, yeah.
And the Iranians put a very large bounty on him, dead or alive.
Wow, that's
And, you know, I'm of the opinion,
mhm.
we lost over 56,000 people in Vietnam.
Yeah,
I had people that I went through basic training with, advanced training, I was in the field with, that got killed.
mm,
And it's no fun watching somebody that you know and you've gotten to know
yeah.
die.
Yeah.
And it's very real. You know, a lot of people like hear that and will be like, oh, you know, I'm sorry about, but like it's real. Like you've experienced that firsthand. It's like no one else can really like, you know, understand that. You know,
I
firsthand.
don't think people realize now, you'll never have to worry about the draft, you know, because of your, you know, the handicap, but
Mhm.
there are people that, like, I have neighbors, and she has a son who, if they reinstitute the draft, he will be on the top of the
Yeah.
list. I mean, he is in that age group, he's in that skill set.
Mhm.
He is going to be the type that they're going to want to draft.
Right.
And I told my neighbors, I said, is that really what you want for your son? In this day and age,
Right.
for him to
Right.
be going into a war that we started,
Yeah.
Right.
and, you know,
Yeah, I get it in your standpoint because I know that in a way we almost went over there and came back losing, you know, a lot of lives, you know, and that could be another case, you know, and I've always seen that history just repeats itself, you know, so I honestly do understand where you're coming from, but and yeah, I do agree too. It's senseless, you know, very senseless.
wars, it doesn't matter if we're talking World War I, which over 2 million people were lost.
Mm-hmm.
World War II, we have the Korean War,
Right.
then we moved to
Right.
the Vietnam War,
Mm-hmm.
we had a policing action in Afghanistan. It's never brought peace.
Mm-hmm.
War has never brought peace.
Right.
And yet, here we are with a situation that we have put ourselves in.
Mm-hmm.
And you two are going to be the voices that are going to have to start bringing about change.
Right.
Have you ever thought of starting like a channel of your own, you know, specifically to try to get people in that 18 to 40 age group really talking online and sharing ideas about these elections and what changes we need to bring?
I don't know. I kind of try to stay out of like all the politics stuff because if anything can ruin a relationship, a friendship, anything, even just somebody that you've been a coworker with, it is definitely politics. It can bring out the worst in people. So I think that's definitely something that I tried to avoid. But I also, before this, I don't really like to watch myself on video. I don't like to hear myself on video, especially because of my list. I'm sure, you know, you guys can hear it with my S's, but I'm really insecure when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't know. I've never really thought about it, but I've heard him talking about like possibly, you know, having his own channel. He's more into like, I think the streaming when it comes to the gaming stuff, but I don't know if he's ever thought of anything deeper like that.
I think it is imperative. We have too many rich white men in Washington. We have too many rich men, period, in Washington. And they get there, they want the benefits, it doesn't matter how they vote because all they're going to do is vote for whatever the president wants, whether it be a Republican president, Democratic president, or whatever. And they put people in office in positions of power that they have no background and experience at. And it bothers me from the perspective that it's going to harm you and your financial future, what's going on there now. I guess our current sitting president has just asked for $1.5 trillion to spend on this war. Now, he's already got our deficit at over $38 trillion. So in the short time he's been in office, he's already added $2.5 trillion to the debt. And the people that are going to solve it have to be young people. We need 40, 45, and 50-year-olds that understand economics, both micro and macro and
Right.
international. Somebody has to say, look, we can't spend money at this rate, and if we're going to cut our expenses, we should be cutting certain areas. We should not be cutting, let's say, benefits of pregnant women. If a woman who's really in bad shape in a pregnancy and she has to go to an emergency room and they turn around and tell her, I'm sorry, but we can't accept you, without insurance or cash payment. And how many people have the ability to lay cash on the table to go to an emergency room? I
Not a
mean,
lot.
they don't.
Right.
And now, do you have insurance through your job?
Mhm.
So you maintain health insurance?
Yes.
And, okay. Now, do you have health insurance through your job?
I don't have it through my job, and I don't have it, period.
So now you're not able to be like on your father's policy?
So it ended when I was 26 years of age. I'm not saying how old I am now, but it ended. And I did have my own policy, but the insurance provider that I was going through, they ended up sending a message before this year's insurance claim started, and they said that they're no longer offering individual or family plans through that provider. So basically, I lost my prorated rate that I had because I did the right thing when I got off of, my dad's insurance. I did it right away, so that way I got the lowest rate that I possibly could on it. But now, since I've lost that insurance and I've tried to look around for more insurance, the cheapest one I found was like maybe $250, but at first they were asking for like $400, and that's not something that I can do right now.
Yeah, insurance has gotten out of hand. Now, Mark Cuban, who's a multi-billionaire, he has come up with a really great proposal for both healthcare and drugs. He's already helping with drug costs. But he questioned, how is it that our Medicare and Medicaid can bill $1,000 for a given procedure, yet we can go into a standalone medical facility and get the same thing for $350. So 1,000, 350. How is it that the government is not able to say to the people that are controlling this, because they get to put their own people in, which is really unfortunate. And that's why we need more younger people in office, especially a president, so that instead of appointing the good old boy network, it'll be younger people coming in, more intelligent people than what we have there now. Some of the goofballs that we have in there now are truly goofballs. I don't know if you saw that the Attorney General of the United States got fired.
I did see that.
Yes, who used to be the Attorney General here in Florida. And while the Attorney General, when she was in Florida, demonstrated a complete inability being an attorney general,
Mhm.
it's very irritating to me. And I'm very concerned for people in your age groups that if we don't vote properly, we're going to be saddled with more of the nonsense. Warren Buffett, who somebody asked one time, well, if Buffett is so good, why isn't he the richest man in the world? Well, Warren Buffett never really cared for, even when he was the richest man in the world at several times, he didn't care about it. He cared about making money so that the companies that he invested in were well run, its employees were taken care of, and shareholders made money. And he said, look, if you want to balance the budget, say that the increase for the budget on an annual basis can only be 3% of the gross domestic product. And if that is exceeded, any politician that was there during that time cannot run for office again. If they voted for anything to exceed that, they can't run for office again. What a great concept. I mean, gee, we'd probably be electing, 400 representatives out of 435. Same with the senators, 100, yeah, probably 95 of them would have to be voted on. So that's food for thought for you
Right.
two, because we're headed towards midterms, and I think it's very important to make good choices. It doesn't mean you have to vote for the same people. It just means that, when you vote, make your vote count. Yeah, it's really important. So let's get to more fun stuff now. Now that I'm off my soapbox, I'm done with that. Well, I have to start. It's just been on my mind since the last time we sat and talked, and it's worrying to me, and I just wanted to get my point across, or hopefully, maybe make you a little more aware of what harm is really, potentially right around the corner if we don't make smart decisions. So, Agent J, as you know, I had a different agent on.
Yeah, I did. I watched your guys' video.
And she was trying to downplay, oh, I am not that smart, and quite apparently, like you, she's a very bright young woman. I mean, she may not be quite as articulate as you, but she's very bright, and certainly let it be known, what her thoughts were, which was really nice to see.
Yeah.
It struck me, she said, well, because I had invited her back and to bring her significant other, and she's like, well, we disagree on a lot, and I don't know if that'd be the best thing.
That's perfect for this show.
Right. And see now, but you two, I don't hear any disagreement over anything. And I'm like, is this the perfect relationship?
Oh no. He he knows that we don't agree on something.
Why do you have that Cheshire grin on your face, Goose? What?
Oh man.
Right, well,
I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I do say that our chemistry is perfect. I
Good
definitely say
answer.
that.
Okay, the chemistry is good. So, like, the other half of the gray hair odd couple, I wrote a short story, and it really is about her and our relationship. So it got published. We do not have a perfect relationship. There are little idiosyncrasies that I have
Yeah.
that drive her crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, she just, she makes no bones about it,
Mhm.
and she does things that just, I, it, they grind my teeth. I mean, if the woman will sit at the table in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When she gets up to leave the table, she pushes a chair back.
Yeah.
She leaves and leaves the lights on. And it's like, I mean, do you have to leave the lights on? The electricity, well, it doesn't cost that much. Well, push your chair in at least. And she'll go back and she'll give me a look and push the chair in. Yeah, are you happy? So, I mean, you know, while, the chemistry is there are little things.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna cut her with a razor over it. But I read these things on the internet about couples, they post things. There was one woman who posted an article about she felt that she had to get rid of her boyfriend of, it was like 6 or 8 years that they had been together. And she's now as tired of the sink when he shaves, the little black stubble
Yeah.
that's in the sink. And she's like, I just can't take it anymore. I mean, is black stubble in the sink something that you would get rid of Goose for?
I wouldn't get rid of it, but he was just, touching up his hair and stuff
It's funny you say that.
Yeah, I was just today before we
Oh.
came over, so I'm thinking about that stubble that's probably in our sink right now.
But
I was
still, I'll go in there and I'm gonna go. We were in a rush, so I'm not cleaning up the bathroom and such. But when I'm going back there, I'll go in with the sink and get it all rid of it, But
Well, last time it clogged our drain, so I was just thinking to myself, oh my goodness, if you clog that drain again, I'm gonna be so
unclogged it
upset.
right away.
Okay, so you don't want to have to call a plumber.
I've got a plumber.
Boy, that one just right over her head. Yeah, zipped right over there. I know. I mean, but it's just the idea. I agree. I mean, it's the idea that it's going to sit there. When you get home, it's going to be dry and hard in the sink. Let him do it. Let him do it.
Oh, by all means, I'll let him do it. I'm not touching it.
She's not gonna touch it.
So now, do you do most of the cooking in the house?
Currently it's actually my brother-in-law's mom that stays with us that does most of the cooking in the house. It was before that me, yes.
Wait, you have a private chef?
Basically.
Wow. See now, I'm lucky. Now Brucey likes, boy oh boy, I hope this is not going over the air. But the other half of the gray hair odd couple, she can cook. I mean, she really, we cook breakfast together on Sunday morning. But during the week, she's the only one that cooks. The amazing thing is, we'll get done with the meal. She'll go to the kitchen sink, clean everything up, and do it. I mean, it's great. Now, I don't make her do any of my laundry. I do my own laundry, I do my own bedding, do all that washing, drying, and take care of all of that, and I take care of the yard. So I take care of outside and she takes care of inside. But she has little things when it comes to, her cleaning.
Mhm.
Now, in here, I vacuum, it's a big vacuum. She bought one of these tall, skinny vacuums that, one of these, supposed to be a powerful little vacuum.
Yeah.
And you put it back in its holder and it empties itself,
Oh wow.
which, great.
Yeah.
So I borrowed it today. And I'm in here vacuuming with it, and I'm thinking, I don't even see it, it didn't even pick that up. It didn't even pick that up. I mean, it's like, I'm not even sure the thing was working. I don't know how much she spent on it, but it's like, you need to get your money back. She loves it. I mean, she absolutely loves it. But for me, hey, if it's not going to really pull on that carpet and get the crap out of there, it's no good. I mean, do you share the cleaning duties at the house, or does your live-in chef take care of that?
We kind of share the house duties. I'd say I was doing most of it before she moved in with us. I usually kept up with it on a daily basis, though. Like, I would have the dishes done every day. I would make sure that the floor was swept every day. If it wasn't only swept, it was mopped. I always made sure laundry was done, bathroom was clean. Both of our laundry was done. I made sure to fold his laundry for him. I pretty much did a lot of it, but it's because I was there during the day and I had the time to do it. I know he works very hard during the week, so I tried to help with as much as I could while I was there.
Good hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, women? And hopefully, I mean, I keep watching the lines that are showing our volume, so everything is still being picked up good. When you lean back, you're kind of moving a little far away from the microphone. So try to keep not too far from it so that, we're getting enough volume in there. And I'm not sure on the streaming if this is currently streaming or not. We'll find out, once we get toward the end.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I saw the car that you drive. You have a nice little car that you drive. Do you have your own vehicle or do you drive a company vehicle?
No, I drive my own vehicle.
You drive your own vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to drive it on the job?
No, I go to my shop. I'm not in a truck yet, so I usually get assigned to someone, a lead is what they say, and I go with them in their own truck,
Okay.
their own company truck.
Now, they pay for the gas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and now, your vehicle, you said last time you were here that you had stopped at a gas station and you put so much money in and you only got half a tank.
Mm-hmm.
So now is it down to a quarter when you put money in?
Yeah, it's definitely still going up, so I'm not getting any more gas with it.
I mean, I'm just glad I drive electric. I mean, I have an electric vehicle and the mop-headed gray hair, she has an electric vehicle. Well, what happened back in December of 20, no, it had to be 23. December of 23, Consumer Reports came out that if you were looking to get away from a gas vehicle, that the Chevrolet has a giant sale going on where they were offering $10,000 in addition to what the dealer takes off the sticker. And they would put a 240-volt charger in the garage. So I said to Mop there, the old bat, and we went out and looked at the one that I got, a red one. The sticker was $42,250, and I got it for $26,000. So I was like, okay, drove it home, and it turned out after a couple of weeks, I mean, it was clearly the best investment I had made over the course of 65 years of driving. That this was the smartest thing I had done.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, well, maybe we ought to look at one for me. So we went and found one for her, which I think was like 45 something. And we've got
a bolt, the same bolt, like
she got a Bolt EUV. It's a little bigger,
okay,
has more
spacious
gizmos and gadgets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More features and stuff,
the top, all that stuff. So, and she got hers like 45,000 for 32,000.
Oh wow.
So I mean, when we get to charge it up, since we have all those the solar panels up there, we don't pay for electricity. So plug the car in, and we get to charge it for free.
That's right.
I mean, that's the way that we've gone.
Mm-hmm.
So have you thought of going electric?
No, I'd say the one thing that keeps me from going electric is I just think about like we've had to leave here for a couple of times during the hurricane, and I just think about how far I would make it on like a one charge. Like, would I be able to make it out of the state on a one charge?
Easily.
And how often would I have to charge it?
Well, it just like going out of state, you would certainly be able to make it into Georgia. But now they have so many charge stations all over that really, and they have these fast charge, that's very easy. You can plug in, and with the new batteries that they have coming out that the Chinese have developed, in 10 minutes you can have 100% charge.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Which-
My friend would say that he would have to pull over and wait a couple hours for his car to charge whenever he would, run low on battery. He would have to find a charging station and sit there.
Yeah, the older ones, like on mine, if I were to go to a charging station, it would take a while to charge.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a quick question. So for each station, I know you have the Volt and they have the Teslas now, and they have even I've seen Rivian, they have their own electric cars. Do they have their own specific charging
It's
stations, or is
universal.
it universal? Okay,
Universal.
for okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Tesla
cool.
originally, they thought they were going to be cute and
And
it
have
was
their
only
own,
going to be
yeah.
only going to be for Tesla vehicles.
Mhm.
But they quickly learned that, because what people were doing is they would go to charge, wouldn't be able to charge, so they'd cut the cords,
Ah.
which, was not a good thing.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't get caught.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Tesla, very quickly charged. And so now
Mhm.
all the charge stations that are being put are all universal.
I see.
Which-
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But
I didn't know that actually.
yeah,
I didn't know.
before it was really bad. But the technology has changed
Mhm.
so much with the electric batteries.
Right.
And I'm a big believer in the green stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, electricity now, how big a place do you all live in? Do you live in a house? Or,
Yeah, we live in a house.
Two bed, two bathroom. It's
3 bed.
oh,
Three
three
bed,
bed,
two
three bed.
bathroom.
Sorry, 3 bed.
Yeah, you're not sleeping with her mother.
Not my mother.
Um, but I've always actually thought about solar panels, but I've also heard it's not that great. But I don't know. I've never really like actually done the research for it.
The kind of money that we save, I don't, if somebody tried to tell me that it wasn't worth it,
Mhm.
I would tell them, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make you $10,000 bet, and we'll go over our utility bills
Right.
with our electric, our solar panels,
Right.
because originally when we put ours in, it cost us nothing.
Mhm.
We got $105,000 worth of solar done for nothing.
Wow.
And then when we put the new system in, it was $40,000, which we got tax credits. We got to
Okay.
deduct, I think it was 40% of that got deducted. So
Wow.
16,000 of that was a tax credit.
Wow.
So our tax bill got wiped out for that year.
That's pretty cool.
So now are y'all buying a house?
No, we're just renting.
Just renting. Yeah.
We're probably going to be looking into getting our own place here within the next few months.
Yeah.
So I just don't know whether it's. I don't think we're going to be moving into a house when we first get out. I think it's going to be an apartment to begin with.
Mhm. Something like that.
So the place where you're living, the house is actually your mother's?
No, so we moved into a place with our brother-in-law and my nephews, and now his mom is currently living there
Okay.
too.
Mhm.
So you have a house full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know you have one dog, right?
Mhm.
And how many other dogs are there?
2, and they're bigger dogs. So they're both. One of them's half German Shepherd, and the other one I believe is full German Shepherd. And then our little dog is a Shih Tzu poodle, so she's little baby.
Okay. I heard there's, I can't remember, there was a joke about the Shih Tzu dog, and I just was rolling on the floor laughing, and I just can't remember it now. It was pretty good. But are y'all familiar with Salt Lake, Utah?
I've heard of it.
So there was a sign from the Salt Lake, Salt Lake something transit. And they had the big initials, S period, L period, U period, T period. Ride the slut,
Yeah.
which stands for Salt Lake something transit. Salt Lake, Utah transit. And I'm like, what government person came up with that and actually put it up there, and it actually got up and was out there
Yeah.
until they realized what they had put up there.
I mean, it is good, not good advertising, but it's something to make you turn your head and be like, wow.
Hey,
Okay.
listen, when I saw it, I was like, really? That's out there? Okay. Yes, I'll ride one. Yeah. I like seeing the funny. There are, people, they post the funny signs and all of that. And there was a big one that I really enjoyed. It said, "Do not read." And then below that it said, "Private property." I'm like, at least that's somebody, a homeowner with, a sense of humor.
Yeah.
They do that. But I like reading the funny signs or the memes, the things that people put out that are really, that are funny.
Yeah.
There's too much animosity and hatred out there.
Yeah.
And the funny stuff I like.
Yeah.
So now, when you're out and you're working, let's say with a lead now, do you typically, is it like you've got a lead person and then somebody like yourself who's, a plumber's assistant? So you guys work in pairs?
Yeah. Pretty much, either for a job that requires like, two people will, either a big job for that day, they'll have me for that job specifically, but after then, other jobs are kind of more like training. They're kind of letting me be more hands-on on, say, like changing a faucet or, trying to
They
maybe.
let you turn the water on too?
But it's so funny. They really have been, more experienced at it getting in. They're having me be more hands-on, and man, it's hard work. I'm getting to experience more of like, all right, this is what's gonna be like being alone. Because they'll just kind of be like, oh, you got this, and then just leave me be.
You're a future millionaire. Plumbing and electrical will never be replaced by AI.
Oh, yeah.
It is not happening. Plumbing and electrical. And, Forbes, put out a great article. Future millionaires. These are them people, plumbers and electricians. And if you look at the bills that, plumbers, put out and electricians.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, because of my volunteer work, I'm in a lot of the new areas where they're putting up the new houses. It is crazy. I see some of them, and like they'll start their lunch break at 11 a.m. And as I come back, they're coming down the other way. They're still there, laying around in the
Under
truck.
the trees and stuff.
And it's like,
I've seen them out there too.
yeah, I mean, talk about long lunches.
Yeah.
I mean, they start their day at 8 a.m. Their first break is at 8:30 a.m. I mean, yeah, it's like now, it's like one of the women you work with, Daisy. I always joke, her starting time is 8:30 a.m. If she's in the field, 8:30 a.m. Her first pee break is at 9. she works until 10, second pee break is at 10 o'clock, and it goes on all day long. I mean, she just, the, I mean, the woman has a bladder that's the size of a pea.
Hey, and it happens once you have a kid, you know, you can't hold it once you, like the way you used to, so I can see why it's probably harder for her. It's like, you gotta go when you gotta go.
Well, I've never been pregnant, but I can tell you, when I have to go now, I mean, my 80-year-old bladder, it's like, when you gotta go, you go.
It's tough out in the field, though. I will say that. That's one thing that it is hard with being a female out in the field. Like I've said, you know, desperate times comes to desperate measures. You gotta go when you gotta go. But
If there's a porta potty, right.
that's a lot of times what I do have to use because I'll be in similar areas where like new construction is, and a lot of times that's what they have out there. They have the porta potties out there, and it'll sometimes be, you know, like 5 or 10 miles before I make it to the next gas station, and I know I'm not going to make it that far. So
I'll tell you a secret. So if you're in new construction areas, once the plumbing is installed in the house, carry a roll of toilet paper with you, because most of the time you can go in, use the bathroom in there. Hey, because before they even begin, the cleaners come in before move-in. And the plumbers and everybody who's working on the house are using the bathrooms.
that is funny because sometimes I wonder. I'll go out there and I'll be like, this. It's very rare, but I'm like, wow, this one's untouched. What a nice porta potty to have to use. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
probably just using it inside the house at that point.
And if you catch them after they've just cleaned them, because when they hook up the big hose and they suck everything out, and then they put a different hose on and they flush it, completely clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you open up the door like, oh man, this is a porta potty.
Yeah, I literally came home. It was a couple weeks ago. I told Gus, I was like, I feel like I was blessed with the nicest porta potty I've ever gotten to use the bathroom in because it was just so immaculately clean.
Was it the one on Pinellas Point?
I couldn't tell you where it was at this point. I know it was
Or-
in one of
or
those
Palmetto
new
Point.
construction
Or
areas.
new construction?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like I think they had like the very front building where like the offices where you could go and like tell them you're interested in the house or whatever, start your lease there, and then there was just a couple of like model buildings that were already finished
Mhm.
that people could look at, but the rest of the street was still under construction. I couldn't tell you what the because there are so many neighborhoods that are currently under new construction. I just can't even believe how much work is being done out there.
When I do because I plan my route the night before. So it's like, okay, I plan it so that I know how long I can take, because I take 11.4 ounces of orange juice with me in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how long before I'll have to pee.
Mm-hmm.
And I time it so that I know when I'm done with my first 12 to 13, I'm going to be so close to a porta potty, I can just run over there and pee and get back to work.
I wish I could calculate it like that. There's no calculations like that for me. It's like someday I could literally go all day without having to use the bathroom, which means I'm probably not hydrating myself enough.
Mhm.
But some days I'll only make it an hour into it. Some days I can go 3 to 4 hours without having to use the bathroom. I think it's all about my intake of fluids that I'm having that day. Usually if it's a really, really hot day out, I will try to have like 2 or 3. I'll have like 2 waters and then like a Powerade or something for electrolytes. But if it's a cooler day or it's shady out, overcast, not too hot, I'll usually maybe only drink like 1 bottle of something.
One bottle, okay.
Not me. I drink like gallons of water.
Yeah, but you guys have something in the truck. You can just go in the back of the truck, close the door.
Yeah, I have my
right.
own little half gallon too. I bring with me, fill it up with ice. Man, I go through.
I was talking to coming out the other way. again, there's one that just right over there.
Shit. Or we'll just go in the back of the truck and get our empty water bottles that we use.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we'll just
right.
keep it going.
Yeah, it's easier for you guys.
So you two are very close industries, really, in a
Mhm.
sense. While you're not out there, doing plumbing work, you're still working with, what plumbers would normally work with also.
Well, that's the funny thing. I actually recommended that he go to the company that he's at now to do backflow stuff, and they were more interested in having him into the plumbing stuff. So at first, like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I was going to get certified at the company I work for, and he was with me. He was watching me the whole first day. I was trying to learn the test because you have to use the third hose for the test.
The yellow one, yeah.
Oh man, it was stressing me out. I was out there for like 3 or 4 hours, couldn't figure it out. I was crying and I was so upset because he was like, I think I've watched you enough to the point that I think I know what you're trying to do. And he literally did it no problem. And I was completely baffled because I had been there for hours trying, and he tries it one time and he gets it. And I'm like, and this isn't even something that you have to do. I'm stressing myself out to learn this, and you know it better than I do.
It's funny because rarely will you have to use the yellow hose when you're in the field.
Yeah.
I've had to use it 3 or 4 times because as a matter of fact, just probably no more than 10 days ago, I get there and I'm like, I open up my blue, turned on the blue, and I'm like, what in the, and I look at my pressure gauge and I'm like, it's not even 30 pounds. So I turned on my red and opened it up and I'm like, yeah. So I went to the car, got the yellow hose, put the yellow hose on, put it on one, and opened that up, and it made it to 40 pounds. I don't know how the people living in that house, especially if it's a woman with long hair,
Yeah.
if you've only got 35 pounds of pressure, I'm sorry, but it's going to take 10 minutes to wash the soap out of her hair. It'll take forever.
Yeah, I just went to a house and we were checking their water pressure. It was below. It was actually at like 30. Barrier. We were like, what's going on?
I can't believe it.
And we went to the backflow and we opened up one of the Texhawks, and you know how it just just a little. We were like, wow.
Yeah, sometimes, and it's kind of crazy because like the opening for the test ports are pretty large, so
Yeah.
when you open it, the water should be flowing out.
Yeah.
It's so crazy when you open it and no water comes out.
That's wild. Yeah. That is wild.
Yeah. Especially, like, I had to, now I'm out, but I usually carry yellow zip ties. So if I get to one that I have to test that's a county shut off, I'll just cut it off and open it up. But I put in the notes, county shut off, open, tested, closed with yellow zip tie, so that the county knows, that
Right.
it'll look just like, the county.
Yeah.
But now I don't have any, so it's like, if it's a county shut off, I gotta call up, ask them for permission, because I have to then, zip tie it with white.
Yeah.
And, they don't like the white zip ties on there. So if it's Mark, it's okay, because he knows me and he'll, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if it's somebody else, no, just leave it. Just put it in the notes, it's one of our shut-offs.
Yeah.
And I hate that when I open it up and it's like, and then I'll know right away it's county, because if it's dry as a bone,
Yeah.
open, it's one of those things. So we talked about your dogs. It's nice that they, are allowing you guys to stay there. Because that's I mean, that's a lot of people and dogs in one house.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it's, you know, 3 bedrooms, I mean, it's not a tiny house, so that's a good thing.
Mhm.
But, and now, how long have you two been seeing each other?
Almost 3 years now.
3 years this month.
Okay, so you were, stop that. So you were barely 18 when she decided to knock on your door.
Yeah, yeah. I like to call her a cougar sometimes.
That's really funny too because he was the one that wanted me.
Now we got him laughing. Now that's what we wanted to hear. Okay. But it's, and you see, the cougar theory is good. I mean, yeah. You know, I keep telling the old Pat, you know, she's like, cougar? Because I talked about it one night, she's like, cougar? That's a cat. Like, yeah, honey, that's a cat. No, like a cat. I mean, she is, when it comes to many things, it's like using the term MILF. I mean, huh? She looks at me, huh? What? What's that?
She's like, why are you speaking in acronyms?
Right. I mean, you know, some of them because it's guy talk out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I mean, listen, when, especially in the new construction, when there's a lot of guys out there and I have to test the backflow, you know, I'll talk with them. You know, a lot of the guys that speak Spanish, they understand very little English, but those that understand a lot of English, they're pretty fun to talk with, you know, because you know, they understand both languages, so they'll interpret, you know, for their friends that are there that don't understand, and it's pretty funny after they explain it, I hear back, oh yeah, you know, they get it, so it's like, yeah, but it is, I mean, it's nice, I mean, I have a friend of mine that I grew up with he was very smart. This is decades ago. By the late 60s, he was completely fluent in Spanish and English. Now he's fluent in French and Spanish and English. Because the woman he married speaks French and Spanish and English.
Oh, wow.
Now, she also speaks Italian. But I don't know if he's learning Italian or not. I know he's fluent in 3 languages, but he was fluent in Spanish before, you know, it was really needed.
Yeah, right, right.
But do you speak Spanish?
Mm-hmm. Fluently.
Huh?
Fluently, yes.
Why? So you're lucky. You grew up with 2 languages.
Mm-hmm.
The past, present, and all of that just, it
It's tough. It is tough.
It is.
Though. Yeah.
It's very difficult. I mean, and just like if somebody comes into our country and they're 25 and they're just learning English, you know, learning our verbs has got to be just as difficult for them.
It is. Yeah, because I took French in high school, and that was killing me too. The past and future tense, like in French, I was like, and I thought it was gonna be easy because I know Spanish, right? I thought it was gonna be kind of similar. No, it was tough. So I could understand when like people were like from other countries are trying to learn English. I completely get it. And English is even tougher of a language to learn too. You know, you have so many things like no, yeah, like yeah, no, you know, like stuff like that. You know, they're gonna be like,
No, yeah, I understand.
You know, yeah.
But I mean, you know, for me, I like a lot of times, you know, when I see a lot of the ladies that do a lot of the cleaning in the new house building, you know, when they're doing the cleaning and preparing it, you know, so that they can open it up for, you know, people that are coming in to view the homes.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I always call them senora, senorita, and all of that, but typically I'll tell them, you know, if it's just one, I'll, you know, tell, you know, ten buen dia.
Mm-hmm.
And, I finally realized that, when they kept responding, I was like, igualmente, that's what they're saying, igualmente.
Mhm.
But see, for the longest time, they would say it so fast.
Yeah.
And finally, I said to one of the guys, I said, when I say tenabudia, what are they saying in return? And he went really fast and he said, igualmente.
Mhm.
I said, can you say that slower? He said, oh, yeah, igualmente.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't know how they talk so fast.
Mhm.
I mean, you're accustomed to it, but when it's somebody like me,
Mhm.
I understand a lot of it when they don't talk too fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But when they talk really fast,
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's
I mean-
most of the time too. They they talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes too. I'll they'll have like a really like deep, like say like Cuban or like Dominican or like Puerto Rican accent. When they're talking really fast, I'm kind of like, say it again. Like, what was that word?
It's hard.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's really difficult.
It is difficult. It is.
Now, were you learning Spanish or do you already know Spanish?
I know a little bit of Spanish. Like I took 2 years when I was in high school, and I actually surprised him when I first met him with
She knows a
amount
lot
that I
more than
retained.
she thinks. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable speaking it because I feel like they're gonna be like, "Oh, this white girl, she doesn't know anything."
A lot of Spanish people, like speaking like dialect people, encourage the people to try. Even if they get it wrong a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
that's my thing. I just feel like sometimes I don't fully pronunciate things correctly, so
they'll correct you. They'll be like, oh, it's this.
When Pat and I went to Madrid,
Mhm.
we went to go to La Caja Magica to see Rafa Nadal play tennis there.
Oh wow.
And it was amazing. The Museo de Puerto, which we went to,
Mhm.
and a lot of people like, what's that? What's the Museum of Pork? And it's pretty amazing that they have a museum of pork because it's not what you would expect.
No.
Definitely not what you expect.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's a new, right up on 301 at the Lowe's Plaza, there's a new Mexican restaurant, Agua something.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yes.
We ate
I
there.
passed. Is it like kind of like a white type of building too? I know exactly where you're talking about. Is it good?
I had traditional short ribs,
Okay.
Spanish short ribs.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you, when she's gone on her family reunion,
Mhm.
I'll probably call up and order 5 of those things because they're not like the
No.
short ribs we
No,
serve.
yeah.
And when they first set them on the table, I was like, okay, let me try a taste of this. And I took a bite, and man, there were only 2 of them, and I just
Mhm.
ate those things so fast.
Mhm.
They were so good.
Mhm.
But when we were in Madrid, we got to see, we got back to the hotel, we walked into the lobby, and it was like, holy crap. There were all, how they do the matadors dress up and all the beautiful.
Mhm.
We walked in, and they were just decked out in all these
Mhm.
beautiful. I mean, it was awesome to see. So she's got some pictures of her because I took a picture of her with one of the matadors. They were so nice to let us,
Right.
when they were there, and it was just incredible.
Mhm.
And then at the La Caja Magica when we were there, they speak a lot of English, but as much as I butchered the language, it was nice to try and speak,
Yeah.
and they really appreciated it.
Yeah. They always do.
It was nice.
Mhm. A lot of people do. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing when we went to Paris.
Mhm.
You can butcher the language,
Mhm.
but if you at least try, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's the big
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
And I will expect you to start speaking some Spanish when you come here. Well, really, it's a talent, to learn a second language like that is really, I think it's a good talent to have.
I know I can retain it very well. Like I went regular Spanish to my second year I took advanced Spanish. So I know I'm able to retain it pretty well. It's just speaking it is what's the hardest for me. I have like stage fright, I feel like.
You ought to just speak Spanish to her when you get home and make her speak it. Really, that's the best way to learn it.
My mom talks to her in Spanish. Like she'll try to talk to her in Spanish.
And for the most part, I can like understand what you guys are talking about for the
Yeah.
most part, but there are still some things that I can't. Like
It's
even
tough.
just the small little keywords I can put together, I can kind of understand what you guys are even talking about in a sentence, but I don't know word for word what you guys are saying.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this recording. We're going to see, it says it's recording, so I'm going to stop the recording, and it should stop our streaming. So